Hari Om, Namo Namaha, Sarvebhyah, a bowing greetings and a very warm greetings to each one of you joining in this holistic health and healing session. So, I think that since I have been to the Mahapurna Kumbh Mela, this has been the first live session since then. And well, I don't plan to share details on the Mahapurna Kumbha in this live session because, as you see from the title of this session, it's something else. But if enough people are interested in learning about that towards the end through a Q&A, I will talk about it a little bit, or it will be altogether a separate session about my experience of my first of the 3 visits in Mahapurna Kumbha Mela. But then this session, it's about the holistic health benefits of an ancient tradition, of an ancient practice that I would wholeheartedly encourage everyone to get involved in. Now, well, I have given out the secret of this ancient practice in the title itself, as you see, but I would like to know from you which session you are joining. What am I gonna talk about in this live session? Type in the comments section. What do you think I will be talking about? Which practice specifically I will be talking about as an ancient traditional practice which has an immense mental, physical, spiritual, psychological benefits in our day-to-day life? Write down in the comment section. And by the way, please also type in the comments section where you are joining from, which part of the world you are joining from today. I would love to hear from you. You know, I got really inspired to share this session with you today for multiple reasons. I can see at least 3 reasons why I am interested in this particular session. The first reason is I had a session with a client abroad, and that client particularly was interested in getting holistic health and healing benefits regarding her lungs, because she had some breathing difficulties which she wants to get benefits about. So I was just having this one-on-one session with that client, and I told her about this one specific practice of blowing a conch shell, and how that conch shell can have an immense benefit in strengthening the lungs, strengthening her lungs, and how it can make her breathing easier and easier, especially if somebody is prone to kapha imbalance. In Ayurveda, there is this vata, pitta, and kapha. Kapha is the energy of water and earth elements, which are the heaviest elements of the pancha mahabhutas, right? The 5 great elements. So whoever has a tendency of congestion or a kapha aggravation, for them it will be a very, very significant session or it's a very significant practice to know about. So that was the one reason. My client from USA, I was teaching her this evening about this particular conch blowing. So that is one inspirational cause. The second inspirational cause is today I just came back attending the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. So I went to the Belur Math, and I was attending some performances, the live classical music performances, which I have posted some snippets of that cultural program in my channel as well very recently. If you have not checked that, please check it. I will post the link of that video also in this description of this particular post. And then the third reason for me to get inspired for this post is because, or for this live session, is because I just came back from the Mahapurna Kumbh Mela, which is happening in Prayagraj, which was initially known as the Tirtharaj. So Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh. I just came back from Mahapurna Kumbh. And what do you think can signify? I mean, if you have to choose one element that signifies or symbolizes the Mahapurna Kumbh, or in general Sanatana Dharma, that one single thing can be a conch. Okay, so these were the three inspirations why I got inspired about running this live session. By the way, if you blow a conch on a daily basis or more or less almost every day, please write in the chat. Write in the chat whether you blow a conch every day or not, or if you are familiar with if you are familiar with this practice of conch blowing. Please write me in the comment section. And also, who are joining very recently now, I would ask you to also type in the comment section from where in this world you are joining this live session today. Okay, please write in the comment section. Let's blow up the chat. Let's get excited about, let's interact with each other and learn from each other. And in the meantime, let me get going with today's agenda. So let me see now. Conch-Shell. Wow. So Conch-Shell is not just a practice that you do as a mere physical exercise. Conch-Shell has benefits which span across different layers of our existence. Human beings, they have three layers of existence: physical, the gross body, the physical body, the mental, emotional, psychological layer, and the spiritual layer. Okay, these are the three layers of existence, and the has an impact in all three layers of the existence. So it's not just a mere physical practice, but a very deep, potent, I will say very potent tool to impact our health. I see a comment coming in here. আমার বাড়িতে শঙ্খ আছে, আমি বাজাতে পারি না, মা বাজায়. Okay, Kishola, thank you for that comment. It's fine. At least you have the tradition going on in your home. I will just translate that what has been written in the comment section in Bengali. So it's written that Kishola is saying that he has a conch shell in his home, but he's unable to blow it. His mom blows it. Fine, that's totally fine. Don't worry, by the way, because in this particular session, I also plan on actually teaching how to blow a conch. How to blow a conch. If you have a conch in your home, well, conch, whoever is joining in and whoever talks in Hindi, Shankha, शंख, अगर आपके घर पे शंख है तो वो कृपया आप आपके साथ इस सेशन में लाइए, क्योंकि इस सेशन के दौरान मेरा प्लान है कि मैं आपको शंख बजाना सिखाऊंगा. I plan to teach you how to blow a conch shell in this very particular session. And you might say, but Dr. Deb, where is your conch shell? Well, wait for it, because I am gonna show you my conch shell. Here is my conch shell. What a beautiful element is this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. This is my conch shell that I will be using for today's discussion. And if you have a conch shell in your home, please bring it. And today the time is now 9:18 p.m. Indian Standard Time. I don't think it's too late yet to blow a conch. And if you are joining from the other side of the world, you are totally fine, trust me, to blow a conch to at least wake people up. It's time. So this is my conch shell. I want to share a little anecdote about this conch. So this beautiful conch shell, I love, this is so nice. This particular conch shell, I got it from Varanasi. I go to Varanasi very often because it's one of my dearest places on the planet. So I visit Varanasi many times. Those who are very close to me, they know me. They know this fact that I am almost sitting in Varanasi almost always. Anyway, so last time I went was literally a few weeks ago. in the year end, I got this conch shell from one of the ghats. In one of the ghats that those people who sell different items, natural items. So I got this beautiful conch shell from one of the Varanasi ghats that I was visiting and taking a stroll on. Okay, so this conch shell. Now, first of all, you might ask, well, what kind of instrument is this if I call it an instrument? See, I am a musician also. I play the pakhawaj, the Vedic percussion, the Vedic drum or the percussion. It's called pakhawaj. So I would give you a little bit of theoretical knowledge. I know that we are here to learn about conch shell and its applications and how to blow it, but please bear with me because this will all be helpful. So there are four kinds of instruments in Vedic sciences. The instruments, especially in Sama Veda, you will see, and in the ancient texts of music, you will find there are four kinds of instruments. So the first kind of instrument is called Sushira Vadya. Sushira Vadya means the instruments that are blown by air, that are played by the use of air. So conch, I will ask you a question later on. Please be patient. So Sushira Vadya are the instruments that are played by the use of air. For example, harmonium, accordion, organ or mouth organ, flute, basuri. These are Sushira Vadya. Okay. The second kind are the Ghanavadya. Ghanavadya means those are metallic. You know, like the kartal. Kartal is metallic. You bang those cymbals. Cymbals. You bang those cymbals. Kartal, chanj, like the in rock band, like they bang this the disc, the metallic disc, that's called the Ghanavadya. Or even the gong. The gong is a Ghanavadya example. Okay, so there is first kind of musical instrument, Metallica. Well, yes, Metallica. I mean, all the things are metallic, I think there. So sorry, I am totally blind about this band Metallica, but I have heard that they do a lot of rock sounds. Anyway, first kind of instrument is the instrument those are played by air, right? Second kind of instruments are the metallic instruments, which are the sounds are created or produced by the use of metals. Third kind of instruments are anavadha. Anavadha means which are bound by some animal skin, some dead animal skin, like the tabla, mridanga. Yes, what about tabla? Very good. Well, please be patient. I was just about to tell that. So the anavadha instrument, like tabla, like dhol, like khol, like pakhawaj, which I play, those use animal skin, of course, dead animal skin, to trap the air in between, and the vibrations of the air trapped in between the two sides of this instrument creates the sound, right? So air is trapped, and then it's trapped by the animal skin, anavadha. And the fourth kind is the, well, damru. Excellent. Who said that? Who said damru? Swarnaditya. Excellent. Damru is a great answer. Damru. Damru. It is the damru sound is produced also by those beads hitting the skin. It might fall. So what I want to say is that the Ghanavadya, which uses another instrument to create the sound, like the dhol, the dhol you use a stick, but pakhawaj you play by hand, tabla you play by hand, right? No other instrument you are using. So I would say that yes, damru will fall under that category from the definition of you use an animal skin to trap it, to trap the sides, and by the vibrations of that you are creating the sound. Let me tell the fourth and the last kind of musical instruments, which is called the tantri. Tantri means whichever has tantu means the string. Tantri means whichever has the strings in it. For example, ektara, একতারাতে বেঁধেছিল দোতা একতারাতে বেঁধেছিল দোতারার সুর in Bengali. So ek tara sitar, yes, sitar, setar. Set means three, tar means string, setar means one instrument that has three strings. Guitar, exactly, guitar. Setar, ek tara, okay. Guitar, sitar, ek tara. B, oh, veena, yes, veena. Rudra veena, veena, okay, sorry, that was a type of veena. Alor ঠিকানা, veena, correct, veena. So that's called the tantri. So there are four kinds of instruments. Let's recap very quickly, guys. We want to go to the practicals of it. We don't want to be too much in the theory. So four kinds of instruments. First one was sushira instrument, which are played by blowing air in it. Mouth organ, flute, accordion, harmonium. Second kind was the ghanavadya, which are metallic. The sounds are produced by metals. The third one are anavadha, which are trapped, where we use animal skin to vibrate and produce the sounds like tabla, mridanga, khol, all that. Somebody said damru. And the fourth one is the tantri, where the strings are used. Sitar, veena, rudra veena, sarod, sarangi, excuse me, violin. All those are tantri. My question to each one of my viewers who is watching this live right now, please type in the chat box my question, the answer to my question. Which category do you think Conch-Shell will fall under? Which category do you think the Conch-Shell will fall under? My question to you guys is, which category of instrument do you think the Conch-Shell will be under? Air blown. Well, that was an easy question, wasn't it? First category, air, sushira. I like the answer sushira because you have to be technical. I gave you the names. So thank you, Alor Tikana, Sushira Vadya. Correct. So the conch shell, well guys, this conch shell is just incredible. Look at the design here. I don't know whether the camera is clear enough so you can see the design. Look at the design and look at this, the designs inscribed in here. Now, I would like to share some information about how to check an instrument, how to check a conch shell. Well, first of all, you like, how do you call it? You tap on it. If it is like very airy, like if the sound is like an empty container, it's not good. But if the sound is very thick and dense, that means it's good. Let's see. Good. Actually, they bang two conch shells together, and if they break, that means it's not good. Of course, I didn't do that, but I was doing all the other checks. Now, if you turn the conch shell, the inside part, the hollow side of the conch shell, if you see this part of the conch shell, it's called the nabhi. Nabhi means the navel. So the nabhi of the conch shell, check if the conch shell has a nabhi, like natural nabhi. I heard that's another very good sign. Just like Rudraksh, you have a water test for Rudraksh. Anybody who knows the water test for Rudraksh, please type me in the chat box, in the comment section. What is the water test for Rudraksh? How to check if a Rudraksh is real Rudraksh or false Rudraksh? So anyway, coming back to our topic. So here there is a nabhi of the conch shell, right? So you check the nabhi, and if there is the nabhi like a deep cut in that nabhi, that means it's good. Deep cut in the nabhi means it's good. That's a good sign. That's a natural sign. Now you want to check the hollow side of the, you want to check the main part of the conch where you blow the air in. Now see, this conch, I had a doubt, I had some doubt about this conch is because the blowing part, it's too deep inside. I don't like it. I like to see the inside part coming right after this hollow, but it's a little too deep. For example, about an inch, almost an inch or so down below. But you want to make sure that wherever you blow, it's not too deep inside. Okay, wherever you blow, it's not too deep inside. It's right there. You can just see where the spiral starts. You don't want it to be very deep inside. Okay. Now, so this is how it looks like. Now the dimension of this conch is, look, it's like the size of the conch is like the size of my palm here. You can see this. I think it's very clear, right? It's like the size of my palm. Yeah, it's the size of my palm here. Look, like this. So this is a medium sized conch. There are bigger sized conch. Yeah, Nabi. Yes, Nabi. So there is a bigger sized conch also, where these are where you cannot hold it in one palm like this. In the mandirs, in the temples, they will blow that conches. But since I will be using this for my sessions, holistic health and healing sessions, I use these conches. So I took a moderate sized conch, and I don't want to blow up my neighborhood here also, because you will see the sound very soon of this particular conch. It is already too loud. Too loud meaning, too means it's a negative sense, but I said I wanted to mean that it's very, very loud already. Why do we blow a conch 3 times before starting an event, say a prayer or venture? I love this question. I love this question. So okay guys, let me first answer that question. We will take the questions as they come. Let me first answer the questions and move along and in the next topic. But the answer would be like this. The answer would be similar to why we say 3 times of Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, right? In any Vedic chant, in Vedic mantras, we do Shantis 3 times, isn't it? Why so? It will be similar to that. So there are 3 kinds of suffering that we go through. Whoever is born in this body mind go through 3 kinds of suffering. Can anybody tell me what are the 3 kinds of suffering? Can anybody type on the chat or in the comments what are the 3 kinds of suffering that we go through in this body mind system? So I will tell that, don't worry. Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik. So Kishalai, you asked the question, why do you blow a conch 3 times, and you gave your answer yourself. So congratulations for that. So yes, correct. So there are 3 kinds of sufferings. I will post a video. I have created a video on this elaborate video. What are the 3 roots of suffering? I will post that in this description here. So I wrote here, first video I will post is the classical music video. And the second video I will post is the 3 sufferings, roots of sufferings. So guys, those who are not familiar with the 3 roots of sufferings, the 3 roots of sufferings are Adhyatmic. Adhyatmic sufferings are the sufferings of the body mind. Okay. Oh gosh, tell me more about that. So much suffering of the body mind. So anything that happens to the body mind system, that is called the Adhyatmic suffering. Okay. Then comes the Adhyatmic suffering. Then comes the Adi Daivik. Daiva means divine. Well, divine means which is beyond the mortal being's control. What can be examples of that? Examples of that can be earthquake, hurricane, cyclone, accidents. Then it can be a fire, calamities, natural calamities, exactly. Natural calamities like flood. I travel a lot, right? So I would give some examples of my real life. In the Himalayas, I just recently completed the Char Dham trip, Gangotri, Yamunotri, Kedarnath, Badrinath, and I saw real life landslides. So the landslides, see, these we don't know. Cyclone, exactly. We don't know, right, when they will happen, because if you know this, you could have stopped it, but we don't. So those are the things beyond our control. There can be reasons for that, but we just don't know when they will appear. So Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik means the sufferings that arise from the bhutas. Well, bhuta means spirit goblins. Yes, bhuta means that. Wait. Bhuta also means living being. So Adi Bhautik means the sufferings that are coming from living beings. For example, animals having sufferings from animals having sufferings from animals having sufferings from humans. So much suffering, right? Humans cut them, chop them, do all sorts of stuff with the animals. Anyway, so animals suffering from the humans suffering from the humans. Oh gosh, so much war going on the world. So bhutas, Adi Bhautik suffering means sufferings arising from the living beings to another living being. So three kinds of quarrel, yes, three kinds of sufferings. And to alleviate the three kinds of suffering, we blow the conch three times. Does it make sense? Whoever asks the question, I think Kishola, does it make sense? Does it make sense? Jealousy, correct. Jealousy, correct. All the six shad all the shad ripu, okay, the six enemies that we have, all of them are examples of the bhutas, means the living beings having creating suffering. So now coming back to our conch shell. So um, conch shell, blowing of a conch shell is just not religious or just a symbolic of a religious practice. As I told you, it has profound significance in three layers of our existence. And as somebody asked, we blow it three times. It's correct. We will also practice it blowing three times. By the way, have you already brought your conch shell with you to practice with me and to actually see if you can by this workshop, well, mini workshop, if you can get to blow this with me or not? So let me see what I have for you here in the agenda. um, the historical and spiritual significance. In Indian culture, conch shell, it holds an immense significance since time immemorial. Well, in the deities, gods and goddesses, in the deities, in the Puranas, um, it's often associated with Lord Vishnu, Bhagavan Vishnu. Can anybody tell me what Bhagavan Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, holds in his four hands? In Bhagavan Vishnu's four hands, what Bhagavan Vishnu holds? What are the instruments that he holds in his four hands? Can anybody type in the chat box, in the comments? So it is associated with Bhagavan Vishnu and his divine consort, Ma Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi. This is associated. It's very auspicious in that regard. Bhagavan Lakshmi does not like too much of a noise, like unlike Devi Durga or Kali, which are Shakti sadhana. In that Shakti puja we do, in the Shakti sadhana we do a lot of sounds like fireworks, crackers. But Lakshmi, in the Lakshmi puja, you have seen there is no fireworks like in Durga puja or Kali puja, Jagadhatri puja, even like Shakti puja is different. Lakshmi, she is calm, quiet, and the energy is sustained. So the Shankha is allowed. Shankha is allowed though. So Shankha is associated with Vishnu and Lakshmi. And in the Puranas, of course, in the epics like Itihasa, in the Itihasa, we have Mahabharata and Ramayana. I want to let you know, if you have ever studied Bhagavad Gita, either with me or by yourself, and if you open chapter 1, if you open Shankha, not Shankhya, Shankha without the Y, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. You are right, Alor Thikana. So Shankha is the conch shell that Bhagavan Vishnu holds. Chakra is the disc, Gada is the mace, and Padma is the lotus. So Bhagavan Vishnu holds Shankha in one of his four hands. Okay. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Now I want to give you another example of the ancient scriptures where Shankha is mentioned. Shankha, Chakra. So I will read out. I chant some shloka from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. If you have studied Srimad Bhagavad Gita either from my videos or my live classes, or if you have studied Bhagavad Gita on your own, just open chapter 1, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Open chapter 1, and if you go all the way to shloka number, let me see, to shloka number 12, verse 12. Chapter 1, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, chapter 1, verse number 12 up to 20 is about Shankha. Can I read out? Are you guys interested to hear about some of the verses which talk about the Shankha when the epic Mahabharat war is starting? Okay, Kishalai says yes. I have one attendee who is interested, so let me do it. So I am chanting out Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Shubhrakanti says yes. Yeah, we have two attendees who wants to know about Shankha, as mentioned in the Itihasa Mahabharata, and I'm chanting it out from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. By the way, can anybody write in the comment section what does Itihasa means? Itihasa. Anyway, Mahabharata and Ramayana fall under the category of Itihasa. Well, let me tell you, Itihasa, history. Well, no, not exactly that. Itihasa, I wanted to say in the Bhutpati. Yeah, yes. Itihasa is as it happened. Iti means as, like does. Does it happened as it happened. Itihasa. Okay, so Itihasa, Mahabharata, and Ramayana, they are epics. Okay, so these are real stories, guys. So Itihasa means as it happened, exactly in the etymology of the word, the vyutpatti of the word. Vyutpatti means etymology. Okay, so let me chant out shloka number 12, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vriddhav pitamahaha sinhanadam vinadyochaihi shankham dadmau pratapavan. That powerful, oldest of the Kurus, Bhishma, the grandsire, in order to cheer Duryodhana, now sounded aloud a lion roar and blew his conch. Now see, guys, Bhishma, Pitamaha Bhishma, to cheer up Duryodhana about look at the mightiness of the battalion. He blows his conch like the Singhanad, like the roar of a lion. Bhishma blows his conch like the roar of a lion to cheer up Duryodhana. So can you see immediately why Conch-Shell was blown back then and even now? The same effect to ward off any negativity, any kind of depressive thoughts, depression within. You blow the conch shell, and the sound, not only who blows it, but also who listens to it. It wards off, it creates a sound vibrational therapy. In the Western world, I have seen it myself for 9 long years, guys. In the Western world, you will see a therapy which is very effective, that is a sound healing therapy. And then they create a lot of sound vibrations using different kinds of instruments, like some jhumjhumi, like some gongs that are used in the Buddhist traditions, like some kartals that are used here. Acoustic therapy, correct. Different kind of frequencies have different kind of impacts in our body mind system, because as you know, the chakras also have different frequencies. The singing bowls, guys, the crystal marble singing bowls made with marble stone, I have played it myself many times in the yoga classes I taught. At the end, I would give a sound bath therapy. Tibetan bowls, exactly right. Tibetan bowls, ghanavadya, because they are metallic. So I would play the singing bowls. We call it the singing bowls after the yoga class, and people will go into a yoga nidra state. So different things have different vibrational sounds in different frequencies, has a different effect in our body mind system. So Pitamaha Bhishma blew his conch to cheer up Duryodhana, so that he does not get scared by looking at Pandava's army. So moving forward, shloka number 13, chapter 1, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Tata Shankhascha Bheryascha Panavanaka Gomukhaha Sahasaivabhyahanyanta Sashabdastumulo Bhavat. What does it mean? Then following Bhishma, conches and kettle drums and tabors and trumpets and cow horns blared forth suddenly from the Kaurava side, and the noise was tremendous. So just by following Bhishma blowing his conch shell, everybody got inspired all of a sudden. Well, pranava means the sound omkar, specific sound omkar, Kishala. So pranava is omkar. So anyway, By following Bhishma, everybody started blowing their conch shells. This conch shell. Why? Because this is inspiring, encouraging, and it wards off any kind of mental, emotional negativity. Okay, moving forward, listen to this 14th verse. ततश्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महते स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः. Then also Madhava and Pandava, stationed in their magnificent chariot yoked with white horses, blew their divine conches with a furious noise. So as soon as Bhishma blew the conch, Pitamaha Bhishma, who was by sequence of events who happened to be on the evil side of Duryodhana's side, he blew his conch shell. Everybody in the Kaurava side started blowing their conch shells, and here in this side, Madhava, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Lord Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and Arjuna, they blew their conch shells also. Can anybody tell to me, without looking at the Bhagavad Gita next verse, what are the what are the names of the conch shells of Madhava and Arjuna? Of Bhagavan Krishna and Arjuna? What were the names of the conch shells of Arjuna and Krishna? Write in the chat box, please, whoever is knowing this answer. I would love to see. And then moving forward, Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattan Dhananjayah Paundran Dadmau Mahashankham Bhima Karma Vrikodaraha. Rishikesha blew the Panchajanya. Well, I am telling the names. Panchajanya, yes. Rishikesha blew the Panchajanya. Dhananjaya is Arjuna. The Devadatta. So Arjuna's Shankha's name is Devadatta. And Vrikodara, none other than the Bhima, the Bhimsen, the Bhima. Dr. Devdatta. Well, thank you for the lighter note. I love it. So the audience are engaged in here. It's clear. So Rishikesha blew the Panchajanya, and Dhananjaya blew the Devadatta, and Vrikodara, none other than Bhimsen, the doer of terrific deeds, his large conch, Poundra. Poundra was the name of the conch shell of Vrikodara. So guys, I want to let you know, this session is about blowing a conch shell, yeah? And you see, back then in the Itihasa, as it happened in Mahabharata, everybody had a specific name of the conch shell. Now, I have a question for you. If an element is not significant to you, would you give to that element a name? I want to ask you this. If it is not important for you, would you give it a name even? For example, I mean, see, oftentimes things that are important to us, we don't even give names to them. For example, I have this professional microphone for recording my voice in different mantras and things like that. It's very important for me, but I haven't given it a name. For example, this mouse is very important for me, for my work. I haven't given it a name. So in this Kali Yuga, even things which we are using every day, we don't give it a name. But back then, they would give the conch shell a name. Their conch shells had names. If I move forward, look what it says. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakula Sahadevascha Sughoshamani Pushpakao. King Yudhishthira, son of Kunti, the Dharmaraja, blew the conch named Ananta Vijaya. Of course, Yudhishthira also has his conch, Ananta Vijaya. And Nakula and Sahadeva, their conch shells were named Sughosha and Mani Pushpaka. So everybody blew their conch shells, okay? So I want to let you know, why am I chanting this is because I want to let you know that regarding this instrument that we will be practicing today, it has a significance not only to ward off negativity, like Pitamaha Bhishma blew the conch shell first to ward off the negativity from Duryodhana, right? The any kind of lack of enthusiasm, to ward off any kind of negative spirit or depressive spirit, he blew the conch shell. Then everybody else started to blow the conch shells to do the same. It has a purpose, of course, to cheer up and to mark the inauguration, to mark the beginning of a specific event. And of course, Kurukshetra Yuddha was a specific event, right? So invoke the divine intention, well, intervention maybe, to invoke the divine energy, well, to mark the beginning and to make cautious. Hey, khabardar, like that. Khabardar means, hey, wait a second. You know what? I am here. I am here. Pooh, and then goes like that. Okay. So I wanted to tell you that blowing a conch is believed to invoke positive energy and warding off any negativity. It is also an essential part of many temple rituals, symbolizing the primal sound pranava. Om. Somebody was writing about pranava. You know, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, Maharshi Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, if you go to Sutra number 27-28 of the first pada, Samadhi pada, in that he talks about Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha. Tasya means he's, in this context of discussion, it was Ishvara. How to address Ishvara? By the sound Om. It's a whole different live session about the meaning and interpretation of the sound Om. I will not dive into that today. But Shankha Dhwani, this conch sound also indicates the sound Pranavaha Om. That's also believed in some occasions, in some by some scholars. So even today, the conch is used during pujas, havans, means fire sacrificial ceremonies, auspicious occasions like the Guruji is coming, like you are doing your daily rituals, you are doing a sadhana, you are starting a day of an auspicious event like the Navaratri or the Durga Puja, Lakshmi Puja, like that. And as its sound is said to cleanse the surroundings, like I said earlier in the beginning, whoever is joining in the session right now, it's not only who blows it, of course he or she gets direct benefits, many other benefits, but it also who listens to it, just like the mantras. It's not only those who chant it, but also whoever lets their sound enter into their ear, they also get the benefits. Okay, now I want to ask you guys, before I move on to the next topic, I want to ask you guys, anyone in the audience right now, have you ever blown a conch shell before, and how was your experience? I would like to ask you this question. Please type in the comment section and let us know, how was your experience when you, if and when you ever blew a conch shell? How was it? Please write, let us know. And in the meantime, I move on to the next topic. So the scientific and the physical benefits. Now let's shift gears, because I know in today's Asian world, we want to analyze everything intellectually. That's fine, no problem. I am a scientist myself, and I love that also, to trying to understand things intellectually. So, did you know that blowing a conch is an excellent workout for your pranavaha srota? I am talking about in Ayurvedic language. Pranavaha srota means the respiratory channel. In Western medicine, you can think of it as the respiratory system, which includes the nasal passage, of course, the nasal passage, the larynx, larynx, the bronchioles, then the alveoli, the lungs, of course, all of that, it constitute the respiratory system. It's it, it requires all your energy consolidated. Yes, coming to that, Alok Tikana says yes, very good. So that, I think they are writing about their experience about conch blowing. Tried but OMG. Tried but OMG is also another response here. No worries, we will blow the conch together today and see if we can get it. It also syncs our brain's hemispheres, the right hemisphere, left hemispheres, different components. There are five parts of the brain, right, which are responsible for different functions. It also connects the different hemispheres. Well, In neuroscience language, it will be, it sparks, yeah, the lobes. It sparks new neuronal connections, new neuronal connections of different lobes of the brain. Because when, suppose I am very good at, say, sweeping the floor, somebody else is very good at cooking, somebody else is very good at say singing, somebody else is very good at um, keeping everything very nice and tidy in the home. Okay, but if we can get all these qualities together, if we can hone all these skills together, then nothing greater than that, right? So to spark new neuronal connections in different lobes of the brain which are responsible for different functions, prana vayu, if you are writing in IAST transliteration, the end will have a dot below, because it's prana vayu. Yes, so the prana vayu, well, prana vayu, you are going to the subsections of the vayu, a subsection of the vayu. I am talking about the srota, the energy channel. So the prana vaha srota, the energy channel that carries the prana, right? It gets direct impact on that. So strengthens the lungs and the diaphragm. Diaphragm, Diaphragm, little tricky spelling. Now, those who have taken sessions with me, they know I love diaphragmatic breathing. In fact, today itself, in my session with my client from USA, I was teaching and I was doing a recap of deep belly breathing, or in other words, it's called the diaphragmatic breathing. Now, diaphragm is the dome-shaped muscle, like the dome, on the top of a mosque, masjid, or even some temples. You will see the dome-shaped, like this, like a dome. This is the largest muscle that is used for breathing, a dome-shaped muscle that divides the thoracic cavity and the abdominal cavity. Okay, so that's the largest muscle. So it strengthens the lungs and the diaphragm. And for diaphragmatic breathing, we are actually using the diaphragm to breathe, which we don't do otherwise. Usually we breathe from our chest area, right below the collarbone. We don't breathe from our belly. Just that one practice of breathing, and again, those who know me very well, they know I love belly breathing. This is one of the first tools I start with for my holistic healing sessions. Incredibly powerful. Those who want to see some scientific research articles published on this, please write to me separately or in the comment section. You can Google it yourself and write diaphragmatic breathing scientific evidence. See what comes up. 2 minutes, even just 2 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing can get your system calm and grounded and poised, and your earth element and water element, the chakras, they will be boosted, they will be sparked right away, right? So in 2 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing or deep belly breathing, have you ever heard when somebody is panicking and somebody is very like anxious about anything, and somebody comes in, like an elder person comes in and says that, hey, take some deep breaths, take some deep breaths. What are they doing? So, but they don't tell how. They don't tell how should you breathe. Like deep breaths can be in many ways, but what is the actual way to breathe deeply? Well, that's when you use the diaphragm muscle. The diaphragm muscle, you inhale and the diaphragm goes down and the belly goes out. You see, usually it is opposite. You inhale, the belly goes in. Not like that. You inhale, the diaphragm goes down, flattens down, it pushes the belly out. Pause there a bit if you can, the Kumbhaka state. I'm not going into the details. It's not a diaphragmatic breathing class. It's a session on Shankha. Okay. So as you exhale, the belly comes towards the spine. And usually you elongate the exhalation farther than the inhalation. Okay. You elongate it farther than the inhalation. So the diaphragmatic breathing or the deep belly breathing, those who suffer from insomnia, yes, correct, deep belly breathing helps us tap into our parasympathetic nervous system. Correct, you got it. So the autonomic nervous system has two parts: the accelerator and the brake of the car. The accelerator is the sympathetic nervous system, the rajasic energy, go, 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 the masculine energy. The parasympathetic nervous system is the calming, well, here, the Shankha, I would say. You can use the Shankha, I think, to incite both energies, depending on how you use it. Like, hey, I am here, the war is beginning, sympathetic. So that's the beginning of a war marking. You are using the Shankha Dhwani for charging up your parasympathetic system. But Lakshmi Puja, you are blowing the conch to make sure the Lakshmi, the prosperity stays in your home. That is inciting your parasympathetic. So anyway, deep belly breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. So it strengthens the diaphragm, blowing the conch. Okay. Now, helps with speech clarity. Listen to me, guys, very, very carefully. Very carefully. Once, I mean, once meaning the ones, those who practice blowing conch shell every single day, just as a mere practice, doesn't have to be a spiritual practice, just as a mere practice of blowing the conch shell, they get benefited for their speech clarity. The Udana Vayu, again, I'm not going into details. If you want to learn more, just write an email to me. My email is posted in my channel description. So, yes, speech articulation, Savagmi Bhavati. Vagmi means orator, the oratorship, clarity in what you want to say. Have you experienced that there are times within yourself, or maybe you know somebody who want to say something, but they are not able to say it out. They want to say, they feel like somebody is pressing onto their throat as if stopping them to speak out their truth. So the Udana Vayu is trapped and the vocal cord is not empowered. If I connect it with the chakras, it will be the Vishuddhi chakra. The Vishuddhi means purification, right? So the vocal cord, the speech, the vak, which is one of the five karma indriya. One of the five karmendriyas is the speech, because you do actions by speaking. So that is stuffed, like stifled. Stifled means that is not able to grow. Throat chakra is blocked. The Vishuddhi chakra is blocked. And for those, if you try this, if you are having lack of confidence, suppose for those of you here in this audience, whoever is a student, whoever is a professional who needs to present their work, who needs to give some public speech, if like public speech like this, yeah, if you are not confident enough to look at the camera or look at the audience and speak, try blowing the conch shell every single day. I am not going anywhere. I'm not flying away. You can contact me through my channel, through my email, and in my social media handles. It's given in my channel description. You write to me. I am giving you, I know whether you are my client or not, doesn't matter. I am giving you an exercise. Wherever you are in your Vagmita, Vagmita means in your oratorship, in your, wherever you are, it can be higher up where you give public speech every single day in front of thousands of audience, or you have never given a public speech and you shake if you are brought in front of a large mass. Wherever your level is in terms of your oratorship, blow a conch shell every single day for one moon cycle. Can anybody write me in the chat box, in the comment section, what is one moon cycle? What does one moon cycle mean? Can anybody write in the chat box, please, in the comment section? Do it for one moon cycle and see whether or not it brings a difference in your oratorship, in your confidence, in your clarity of speech. Check it yourself, blowing a conch for 28 days straight, and whether your throat chakra is empowered or not. It's an experiential science, holistic health and healing. As you know, I tell it again and again and again. It's an experiential truth. Whatever I can speak here, 28 days, correct. One moon cycle is 28 days because the moon takes about 28 days to go around the sun. কতবার করলে উপকার পাবো? When shall we benefit? I mean, how many times shall we blow the conch to get the benefit? Can you please clarify the question, Alor Thikana? If you can please clarify the question, do you mean how many times you should blow in a day, or how many times you should blow in a specific amount of time? Please clarify the question. Okay, so coming back, in whatever level of oratorship you are, if you blow the conch shell every single day, 15 দিন, 15 days, no 15 days, it's, sorry, are you answering to moon cycle? I'm confused. Moon cycle is 28 days, yes, correct. Moon cycle is 28 days. So clarity of speech enhances the respiratory health. It helps remove toxins from your airways, like your bronchioles, the alveoles, the whole passage of your pranavaha srota, the whole respiratory channel, energy channel. It clears up any blockages because it gives a certain amount of exertion, of certain amount of force, right, through which any kind of blockages go away, opens up the blockages. You know, there are specific pranayamas also to get rid of any kind of blockage blockages and creating heat inside, like bhastrika, kapalabhati. Similarly, just blowing conch shell can help. And before going to the next benefit, I want to tell you that during the pranav is the natural bronchodilator. You see, bronchodilator, dilator means which creates more space inside of a channel. Bronchodilator means it dilates the channel so the prana can flow, the prana vayu can flow easily. So yes, so do you guys remember those days in 2020, February, March until 2023 even? We call it COVID, coronavirus disease. Have you guys seen or experienced, for those people, dine kotobar shak bajabo? Coming to that point, yeah, I am please note if I am missing that question, please remind me. Alor Thikana, dine kotobar shak bajabo, how many times we should blow in a day? We will talk about that. So do you guys remember during the coronavirus disease, for people who blew the conch shells every single day, not only during the COVID but even from before that, have you seen a difference in their respiratory health and the other people who were not blowing a conch shell? People were trying all sorts of kadha. Kadha means decoctions. The COVID kadha became, the Ayush kadha became so so popular during that time. People were having chawanprash, like whole boxes and bottles of chawanprash. But the simple practice of getting all the blockages, all the invaders out of the system by just blowing the conch shell, that works. That works. I just wanted to know. Yeah, they were immune to respiratory infections. For those who are prone to kapha imbalance, who are prone to congestion, to their lungs area, the avalambaka kapha is more aggravated. Please try, take this one suggestion from this session. What will be our takeaway? I have a purpose for this session, right? I want to give you a takeaway. Please blow the conch shells. Please blow the conch shells every single day, starting from today or tomorrow, and do it for 28 days. And you write me back. Tell me, all my information are given in my channel, how to contact me. Write back to me saying whether you have benefited, yes or no. Okay? And those people who are careful about having a good toned body, muscle, who are careful about having a toned body, for them, I want to give you a good news, guys. Shankha can also help that in toning your abdominis muscles, retissimus, right? Abdominis retissimus, the abs we call it in short, the six-pack abs. Usually we have one family pack, right? Usually we go around with one family pack, right? But if you want to have a toned body with, yeah, the core muscles are the deeper muscles, but I am even talking about the abdominis retissimus that you can actually see, that we call the six-pack abs. Blowing a conch shell blowing a conch shell, it helps tone the abdominal muscles also. Okay, so if, okay, whatever I have discussed so far, if it is mind blowing you already, the benefits of conch shells, please type in the chat box wow, 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 if you are being mind blown by this session on just conch. Well, just conch is not just conch, it's a huge thing. And if you are already being mind blown by the approach of how we are targeting this conch blowing session, please type wow, WOW. I see already wows coming in. Thank you. So so I would like to now uh, do a demo session of how to blow it. I would now like to do a demonstration session of how to blow a conch shell. So if you guys would like to bring your conch shell and practice along with me, please do so. I am having my conch from Varanasi, beautiful conch shell from Varanasi. I will be blowing this, and I will be doing a step-by-step demo on how to blow the conch shell. Now, if you hold a conch shell in your hand, you can blow along with me, or you can watch this video later and just listen to it now. Wow, 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 wow. So chat box is being exploded by wows. Shubhrokanti, Kisholoy, Alor Tikana, all these wows are coming. Thank you guys. So demonstration of conch shell blowing. First of all, well, it's a sanctified object. See, I have kept a separate conch shell just for my holistic health and healing sessions. So you can keep it just for your practice. Yeah, if you can keep it just for your practice, or if it is in your puja ghar, if it is in your altar space, blow it there. Okay, if you have a spare one, you can bring along and practice it. I keep it with me in my room to use it during my sessions or workshops like this. Well, live sessions or workshops like this. Okay, so now how to hold it. You hold it with two hands, just because you don't want it to drop. You don't want the conch shell to drop. So you can hold it like this, two hands, when you are beginning. When you become a pro, you can hold it in two fingers like this, even like this. Yeah, like this. Yeah, you can hold it like this. This part, the pointed part stays below, away from you. This part, the hollow part that you can see the spiral in, the hollow part, it stays near your mouth, near your lips. Okay, now first, how you hold it. I told you that if you are starting to blow the conch, you can hold it by two hands like this. When you become a pro, you hold it like this. depending on how heavy the conch shell is. Now place your lips. Okay, I will go sideways, you guys. Place your lips, like, do you see, like this, like this. You close your lips, and as if you are trying to insert your lips into this hollow space, like this. Now I want to give you one example of another instrument which is also a Sushira Vadya, and that is called from Northern Australian Aboriginals. Aboriginals means Adivasis. Can anybody write to me a very ancient, like at least 1,000 years or older, very ancient Aboriginal instrument, also a Sushira Vadya from the Northern Australia? What is that? Can anybody write us in the comment section or the chat section? What is that instrument that are played by the Aboriginals of Northern Australia, which are at least 1,000 years old, which is blown by air through their lips? I want to tell you this about this instrument because there is a difference between that and the conch shell. I have a very nice conch. I am very proud of this conch. Well, thank you for sharing. It sounds great. So please blow that conch um, every single day and utilize it. So asking the question about the Aboriginal instrument of the Northern Australia Aboriginals, and that I let me tell you guys, it's getting late. That instrument is called didgeridoo. 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 Vuvuzela. Vuvuzela? No. Vuvuzela is not. Vuvuzela is African. Vuvuzela is African. I am talking about Northern Australian. Remember, Vuvuzela was during the African World Cup, FIFA Soccer World Cup. Stadiums were thronged with Vuvuzela. That's African, right? I'm talking about Northern Australia. Didgeridoo. Didgeridoo. Yes, didgeridoo. 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 That didgeridoo instrument is played by vibrating lips, vibrating lips. Didgeridoo, you play it by vibrating lips. Okay, not for the conch. I wanted to give you this example of this. I wanted to give you the example of this conch and then the instrument is because it is different. Here, look, here your lips needs to be tight. Didgeridoo is like, so you let go, flatter your lips, not here. You go tight. And then here, look. So you set it up. Now look, I am holding this, the conch like this. Do not try this at home if you are doing it like, if you're on an early stage of learning conch blowing, you hold it like this. Hold it like this. Now, usually I like to point wherever the spiral inside, you see, if you can see here, there is a spiral going inside. Wherever the spiral is going inside, I usually like to rotate my conch and blow directly in that spiral so the air can go in directly in that spiral. So I channelize the air directly into the spiral. So I turn the conch a little bit so it goes inside the spiral right away. Not necessary, but it just facilitates the process. Then you keep your lips tight and then you take a deep breath in and then we blow. Not like when we release the air, we don't swell our cheeks like we don't do that. No, we keep our lips tight and we blow a very pointed, directed air like this. Okay, so listen to this. Ready. I hope it will work fine because sometimes it gets dried up. I just blowed few hours ago. Usually you put some water in it to make it sound better. Let's see. I was holding like this, but then I turned the conch a little bit so that the spiral, wherever it is getting inside, it's right underneath my lip. So I'm directing the air directly there. Okay, so I'm turning it a little bit and then taking a deep breath in. You saw? So the sound, the sharpness of the sound will tell you whether the sound is complete or it can go further deeper. Okay, now let me try this with holding it just like a normal way. Like this hollow part is downward, the hollow part is downward, and we are holding the body like this. Let's see. Yeah. So was my microphone clear enough so you guys could actually hear the blows? Can you please write in the chat box if you could hear the blows very clearly? If anybody can write and confirm, that would be great. So that sound that I just produced, where I showed you two kinds, right? One kind is by holding. Yes, great. Okay, thank you. Thank you for confirming. I am looking at one thing here, have been used in Brazil and other Latin American countries. Okay, so Vuvuzela, South Africa. Yeah, I was just trying to confirm about the source of Vuvuzela, but yeah, South Africa. I was right. So anyway, okay, people are writing that yes, great, Alo Tikana. Thank you. Kishalay, some noise with the sound. Sound was audible. Oh, all right. So there is a mixed responses here. So it could be your phones, maybe. Some good phones are sounding better, maybe. Let's see one more time. In the traditional way, the hollow part facing downward, making sure that I'm holding it right, like this. Okay, like I said, this is not my favorite way of holding it like this. First of all, I like to hold it like this, and second of all, I like to turn it so I can direct the air directly into where the spiral is starting. You see the spiral here inside? I want to direct the air so that it goes inside straight. Look. Like that. Okay, so the sharpness of the sound will let you know whether the sound was its maximum potential or it could have been enhanced a little bit. And then the other part of this is your breathing capacity, means how long you can blow. Let me take one of these questions that I got before. How many times you should blow? See, the best part is, instead of taking this conch blowing as a mere exercise, physical exercise, just for your physical benefits, I would say um, if you can combine this with your spiritual practices, that would be best. Meaning, suppose the best times for spiritual practices are in the morning. The Brahma Muhurta, before the 48 minutes of sunrise, or during the junction period of the night and the day, the Usha Muhurta, the junction period of the night and the day, and in the evening, the Godhuli. Godhuli is the dusk time when the day and the night is converging. During those conjunction times, it's very auspicious time for the mind to get pacified. Godhuli and Usha, yes, Usha and Godhuli. So if you can play the conch-shells like in those times and then sit for your spiritual practices, that would be great. So I would say twice every day and 3 times each time, which is 6 times. And then of course, like, if you want to play a few more times during those times, that's fine. Or suppose Apart from those Godhuli and Usha times, if you are starting your puja later in the day, you get another opportunity to start. If you are starting to sit for some scriptures, you can play that. Or if you are starting to get into a war with your spouse or your loved one or your friend, you can blow a conch and then get into a fight. No, I'm just kidding. Just like Pitamaha Bhishma did, right? Blowing the conch and then getting into a Kurukshetra war. Well, you can do that too. Well, it's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. And don't blame me later on. So don't try this at home. It's recorded now live, so it's public. So here, I will blow it another few times maybe, just so that you get to hear or how it sounds like, and then we will start wrapping up the session. Okay, so holding it securely, making sure that we are making a pucker with the lips and not, we are not letting it go. We are not blowing the cheeks, like not like that, like this, and then inhaling deep and then directing the air. It exercises all the facial muscles, guys, trust me. As I was blowing the air, it creates so much intensity, all my facial muscles. And I think, as a holistic healer, a Vedic healer and holistic health coach, I would easily use this for people who have some facial palsy or who have some facial paralysis or things like that. As soon as they start getting some strength, or vice versa, like to use this to get some strength, at least get them a little bit of trying to blow this conch, so that in one activity, all the muscles, the blood vessels of the entire face would start getting activated and rejuvenated. Okay, so let's see, few more times. Okay, so that was step by step how to blow. Oh, by the way, if you are using it for the puja purpose, after you are done, you pour some water. Don't be afraid, don't be shy of pouring water inside the spiral, and you wash it out. You wash it out the inside, because the saliva droplets are inside. If somebody else blows it next, it's not hygienic, right? So you wash it off and then keep it for your since I am using this. And also, not only for hygienic purpose, but also for Shankha, it's very drying. We use a side note of an Ayurvedic practitioner, a pro tip, well, not a pro tip, a pro side note. Shankha bhasma means ash of conch shells. Ash of conch is used as a highly effective pitta shamak. Pitta is the energy, the bile, the energy of fire. Pitta shamak shankha bhasma. So bhasma soaks up, it absorbs all the acidity and everything. So what I'm saying is that it's very drying. So if you keep it too much time in air, it dries up the inside, so your blow might not be working. So time and again, you pour some water, fresh water, through it, and you let the water go out from the below. Let the water go out from the below, and you wash it to have it. Can Shankha Bhasma help calcium deficiency? What do you think? Oh yeah, because it's the shell, it's the bone shell, it's the asthi made of calcium. Yes, correct. Um, Shankha, it's also used for like acidity related issues like GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disorder, IBS, and things like that, where you have a lot of acid floating around, which are excess. Nowadays, people talk about alkaline water is so popular. You know why it's becoming popular? Because most of the people, us, due to our non-conformable diet and lifestyle, we have a lot of acid in our stomach, in our GIT. It's going there, especially in our stomach. So we use alkaline water so much to neutralize the acid. That's about it. But if at the first place we can reduce the acidity in our stomach, we don't need as much of alkalinity, right? Anyhow, different context. So it is very drying. Wash it after you blow it. Whenever you are done, wash it through the water passing in and let it go out, and you save it. Wash it, like wipe it out, and you keep it in a place where it is not on a height, because if it falls and if it is real, these are delicate things. It might break. Might break. Some shankhas might not. Um, I would say that I will say that as a pro tip, I will encourage you to practice deep breathing. For example, deep belly breathing regularly to increase your capability of blowing a conch shell properly and with a sufficient amount of time. So you practice your deep belly breathings alongside of the blowing conch shells. You will see the difference. That's a pro tip for you. I would say that to answer Alor Tikana's question, how long shall you play or how many times you start? If you are a newbie of playing the conch, start with a few seconds each day, and you gradually increase your practice time. Okay, don't try to go like 30 seconds in one time. You start with a few seconds and then you try to increase the time. Okay, how does the interior of a conch shell look like? Are there compartments? Well, no compartments. It's just a spiral. You see, it's just a spiral here, just one spiral going on. No compartments like that. It's one hollow space in spiral. Okay. um, Now, for the audience, we are coming close to this end of this session. So I would like to know from you that if you have tried it, blowing the conch shell, and if you have any tips for our friends who are listening to this or who will be listening to this to this video later on, if you have any practical tips for them to get this down, this skill. I have mentioned a step-by-step procedure, but if you have anything, then please write it in the comment section. What would you like to tell our clients, our audience? What would you like to tell our audience how they can master this art of blowing a conch? I would love to know. Our beloved audience, our beloved community would love to know from you. Right now, I would just like to wrap up this session saying that this humble-looking conch shell, humble looking, yeah, accompany with pranayama. I already told Kishala, accompany it with pranayama. I already mentioned this, but apart from anything that I haven't mentioned or might have missed, if you have anything else. So see, it's a so humble, modest looking device, but it's a very powerful element. And instead of it being a decorative item, you can actually use it, put it to use for as a powerful tool for your physical health, mental clarity, clear up and empower your voice, and your spiritual well-being, because it wards off the negative energies in within and around yourself. So if you have enjoyed this session, guys, live, or if you are hearing it later on, then please give it a thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already, and write me in the comment section which part of this session you enjoyed the most, and what was your biggest takeaway of this conch blowing benefits session. I would love to know. And by the way, why would you, a powerful tool for singing also? Of course, of course it is. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. So for those of our viewers who are singers, whether you are a professional singer doing studio recordings, or you are just a bathroom singer, doesn't matter. You practice the conch shells to empower your voice for your singing, to make it clearer and more solemn, more Guru Gambhir, right? So please also share this video with your loved ones who you know have been trying to blow the conch shell for a while, but is not being convinced as of now, or is not just being able to get the encouragement, motivation enough to get started with this ancient, age-old, timeless Sanatana Dharma practice. Please share this video with them. I would love that. And then I just want to say that thank you for joining in this session with me today. I wish you stay healthy, stay safe, take care of yourself. If you have any questions, Um, Arjuna Vishada Yoga was the best part. Well, thank you for sharing, Kishalai, that you enjoyed that part the most. Shankha, I just wanted to give you some context, to give our viewers, listeners some context about how it is connected with our itihasa as it happened with the scriptures also. So I just want to say that you stay happy, healthy, and may you have a conch blessed, powerful, conch blessed, powerful lungs and your pranavahasrota or respiratory system. We say pranavahasrota. May your pranavayu be empowered. May your udana vayu be empowered. May your lungs, the kalija, may your lungs be strengthened. May you have confidence. And if you want to know one simplest tool that can do all of this for you, will be a conch shell. People who are abroad, who are outside of India, you can go to an Indian store there. I have been there in the United States for 9 years. So I am telling this by knowing this. So please note, if you are in the US or even in North American like Canada or Mexico or in European countries, you can go to an Indian store. You can, they might have a console, most likely they will. If they don't, you can ask them to arrange one for you. Or if you have somebody who is traveling to India, then you can ask them to bring one for you from India. It will be much more cost effective that way for sure. um, with that, I just want to declare the end of this session. And how do you think I will end the session, mark the ending of this event, by blowing the conch shell 3 times. Thank you so much. Har Har Mahadev. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadev. Keep playing the conch shell. Stay happy, stay healthy with healthy lungs, healthy respiratory system, healthy prana. Thank you. Hari Om Tat Sat. Bye. Bye. Hari Om. Thank you, everybody.